There are people who want to stop that. I was notified today. There are people who want to stop it. Why would you want to stop it? Because we are in the vanguard. I can tell you this information, it will bring you to a place of honor. Now, if you want to be where Sappho was, if you want to be where Lord Byron was, if you want to be where Thomas Jefferson was, if you want to inhabit the same cosmos that they did, this is the tool. This is the tool. And you're going to have to listen to what I say. It is my job to get you through the obstacle course. It is my job to get you to a point where you can use the skill to translate for yourself. It will take 24 sessions. Now, you can take them at your pace. But if you're going to go from 1 to 2, you better be ready. You better do what I say. Your very first instructions will be the most basic. Rule number 1, don't think. Don't think. You can't. Your little English speaking, French speaking, Italian speaking, Spanish speaking, Polish speaking brains, Russian speaking. Yeah, Arabic, throw Arabic in there. Yeah. Hebrew, modern, right? Throw them all in there because they will never, even Chinese, throw Chinese in there. Chinese has got about 100,000 unique words. 100,000. Ancient Greek eats that for lunch. Somewhere between 500,000 and 1.5 million. It's off the chart. So this is what I can bring to you. Take your brain and shut it off because it's functioning in a world of 100,000 words. The big deal is you will be able to create logos. You. And there's the magic. But you're not going to get to that place unless we listen to each other. And I have to be really strict. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Chewy, hit me with them all. You're going to, for over the next week, you're going to get real familiar with something. You're going to get real familiar with letters. There's 24 plus one invisible one I want you to learn. And I know you've never used an invisible letter. Did you know you could use invisible letters with your words? Wow. It explains a lot. It explains why Saturn is Satan. Yeah. Neat. This is Alpha. What I want you to do is get in bed with the curves. Get in bed. Learn it. Alpha, the first letter, A. Second letter, beta, B. Look at those. Look at the curvaceous forms on that beta. Whatever it takes for you to memorize this alphabet, I want you to do it. And guess what pronunciation we're using? Guess what pronunciation we're using? We're using that which I was taught in the United States west of the Mississippi River in the 20th. That's what we're using. We're not going to use the original because the original Greek was accented via tone, right? Oh, God, it had a pitch accent to it. And what are you going to do? We don't have that, right? We are stress accent speakers. We are marching in a single line. The Greeks are not. Let me blow your brain. Are you ready for this? Verbs have one type of accent. Nouns have another. Yeah. Nouns attempt to retain where their accent is when the end of the word changes. They attempt to keep the same spot. They want to hold the same spot. Verbs, they don't care. They adjust. They're the machines of the language that adjust. And you're going to start using them that way. You mean, I thought I just opened my mouth and just stuff run out. Yes, you do. Because you're raised under the slavery of English. People are always asking me, how is it in ancient Greek? You can read 6 lines and not get to the main verb until the end. In other words, you can't solve what's going on until you have seen the end, right? Think about this for a minute. Ancient Greek, I'm not talking modern Greek, that stuff they found in northern Turkey, that's a close descendant of Koine Greek, Hellenistic Greek, right? Modern Greek is, and it's not related to modern Greek. It's very foreign to modern Greek. So, what is the modern Greek? It doesn't matter. I don't want to offend. We can put the Anglo-Saxon speakers and we can put the French and the Celt tongue. We can put all those things in one giant container because none of them historically reached what the Greek did. Okay, let's get into. Give me that next letter, gamma. Gamma. Look at that. What am I giving you, people? I'm giving you the capital letter on the left, and the tiny one on the right, lowercase, right? And what are you going to do? Look at those shapes again. Look, it's 2 strokes, left and down, right and down. It's 2 little strokes. Gorgeous. Give me the next one. Delta. Look at the delta, people. Look at the delta. I want you to memorize this delta. Look, it's got a tail to it. Oh, God. Sexy letters. Epsilon. Epsilon. All right, pretty straightforward. Ready for the next one? Zeta. Wait, what? Yeah. Now I'm going to let you say zeta, and we're going to pronounce it with a Z, right? But you got to realize this is a combination of 2 letters, right? D and S, right? Z. Oh, God. Look at this one. Next one. Eta. I kind of have a thing for eta, right? Look at the way that lowercase eta, I mean, it looks like an H when it's big, right? But look at the lowercase. Oh, God. You're going to love that. It's got like a leg sticking out there. Let me show you my leg. Give me the theta. Theta. Look at theta. Pretty straightforward, people. And this font is pretty universal. This is a good font. Iota. Keep going. Kappa. Look at the kappa and notice that the kappa in the lowercase looks like kind of an X. When you're looking at it, it kind of looks like an X. It's not. It's a kappa. You love that? Next one. Lambda. La. Look at lambda. Lambda. You say, wait a minute. I see people with that on their shield. That's because you're watching a bunch of Laconians. Give me the mu. Look at the mu. Oh, again, curvaceous. That's callipyginous. That mu is callipyginous. Give me the nu. Look, it looks like a V in English. Yes, the nu, which makes an N sound, looks like a V. That may be confusing at first, but it'll wear off. Look at the next letter. Xi. Oh, this one. Look at that. Look at the capital. And by the way, you're asking yourself, what is the difference in these styles? Look at this letter Xi. This is the letter Xi, which is a kappa and a sigma next to each other. You say this all the time, right? The cat licks my cheek. Licks, right? Well, they just made a letter out of it, right? And look at on the left, you see that capital? Look, it's just 3 bars. I can see through that. It's a long bar followed by a short bar, and underneath that's another long bar. Now, why do you think that difference is? Because those, what we're calling lowercase letters, those are things that monks make up, right? Those are things that people who want to write make up on parchment. On some kind of parchment. Give me a skin. People are writing things on skins. There's a lot of skins. There's no books. There's scrolls. There's scrolls and buildings full of scrolls called libraries. And don't tell anyone. The Christians will burn them all down. If you want to check on that, go ahead and check on that. Galen was complaining about it the other day. Galen was complaining about it. Be quiet. Shh. Look at the Xi. The left side is for stone. The right side is for parchment. Oh, Isn't that amazing? You didn't know there was a different element in those uppercase and lowercase letters, did you? No, you didn't. Go. Omicron. Oh, it looks just like an O. It does. Sorry, Omicron, but you're kind of boring. P. And don't say pi. If you say pi for this, I'm gonna virtually punch you in the mouth. Yes, right? You hit psychically. Did that? What happened? Don't say pi. Pi is for nerds who study physics, right? Oh God, it's maybe some geometry, but this is P. P. Give me the next one. Rho. And you say, wait a minute, I thought that one was a P. It was a P. This is a rho, but that's an English P. That's because Anglo-Saxons speak with rocks in their mouths. Give me the next one. Sigma. Oh God, look at this. Sigma, when it's big, it can be that kind of, kind of grabby looking. And when it's small, look, when it's that first sigma of the lowercase, you use that internally. Okay, internally in a word, in the middle of a word, you use that, right? Or starting out. But if you're going to end a word in a sigma, you got to use the one that looks like an S. It kind of looks like a snake thing, right? Yeah, good. How about tau? Tau. Oh, God. A little bit curvaceousness, a little bit. Just gets a little flirty, but, go. Upsilon. Upsilon. Ooh. Ooh. Do you know what upsilon does? Upsilon hides a digamma. What? There's a letter called a digamma, and the upsilon hides it. When there's an upsilon there, she's like, "Oh, come here, digamma," right? And that's how you can age words, you perverts. That's how you age words. I'm going to show you. You know who showed me? The guy who works for the American intelligence, naval intelligence, cracking codes in World War II. He also helped crack Linear B, and he taught me where the digamma hides. Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same thing? Give me the phi. Roll out phi here. Everybody loves phi. I don't know why, but everybody loves phi. Right? Now, if you say phi, I'm going to say faux fum. I smell the gas of an Englishman. Is that how it goes? No, because that's your nursery rhymes. This is phi, people. Phi. 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 It makes a PH sound. Love it. Give me the next one. This is not native to Anglo-Saxon, but it's a he. Wait a minute. What? Did he just hiss at me? Yeah, he did. Right? He. This is a he. Right. Good. And another doublet here. Nice following. The psi. Not the psi. The psi. The psi. And what does the psi do? It's a P and a sigma together. Psst. That's nice. The word for vultures. Gibbs. Gibbs. Love it. Okay. Omega. Omega. Yeah, everybody knows what omega is. This thing has been used all over for symbols. Oh God, if I had a omega. Give me the letter after omega. Where's my digamma? Did you hide my there she is. Boom. Boom. And finally, okay, those were 24 letters. You're responsible for those by next session. And what I need you to do, and please follow me exactly. Stand in the shower, sit on the toilet, drive in your car, doesn't matter. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, psi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, he, psi, omega. That's how we're going to say them. Please say them that way. And I need you to have the entire alphabet down. If you will follow my instructions, and this week you will draw these out, whatever it takes. My students say there's lots of different ways, right? I drew them out when I was learning them. Okay. What it's going to do for your brain, the very imaging of those letters are symbols that the language itself employs. Oh, can you believe that? There's 2 layers of complexity here. We have the verbal meaning or association, and we have the image produced by the letter. You say, wait a minute, I didn't think people could do that. What do we have here? Digamma. Digamma. Yeah. Looks like an F. It does. But it's pronounced like a W. Wah. 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 Give me the word under this. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to start with this Greek word, wanasa. Wanasa. Now you say, wait a minute. That starts with an alpha, and an alpha is pronounced ah. So how is wanasa? Wanasa? Because there is a digamma. There is a digamma hidden in there. Look, people, take down. Look at the first word here. It says wanasa. Wanasa. Right? Okay, the queen, lady. Woo! Addressed to goddesses. We don't have these anymore. I'm sorry to say they died. They died. The last one was like 500 AD. Yeah, they died. It's a shame. I'd like to have them back. Is there any way to get these women back? Let's see. Go to the next one. Boom. Oh, no. Here, I want to go through a word list. Okay. We can work backwards. That's fine. You're going to go up from here. Are you ready? We're starting at the end of the alphabet. We're looking at the first letter. And this word is okeanos. 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 Notice the accent is that little slash above the omicron, second to last letter. The only thing you're going to do with that accent is you're going to stress it. You're going to spend twice as much time on it. Are you ready? The proper pronunciation is okeanos. Okeanos. It's not okeanos, and it's not okeanos, and it's not okeanos. It's okeanos. You're putting a little extra time on that syllable where the stress accent is. Here's another one. Next letter behind. You know what we are? We got stopped tonight for drunken driving, right? And they're making us go through the alphabet. Well, we're having to do it backwards. Psi. Psi is the first letter. Psyche. Psyche. By the way, what do people think okeanos is? Ocean. You mean my concept of ocean comes from this language? You're right. Many of your words were stolen from it, right? Again, I'm sorry. It's just superior. We didn't borrow any ancient Persian. There's a reason for that, right? Right? You mean the Greeks were right there. They could have, right? Functionality. It turns out, just like in nature, it's survival of the fittest with languages. Oh, God, this language is so fit. Okay, look at that psi on that psyche. This is the word for soul. In English, we get psychology. Psychology. Good. Go to the next one. Philosophia. Look at that phi that starts out this word. Philosophia. Now, I had one instructor from Arizona tell me this is really an aspirated P, so it should be pronounced philosophia, right? But 99% of the classes that I was ever around pronounced it philosophia. Okay, shout out to that one loner. Go. Give me the next one. Humnos. What is a humnos? It's a hymn. It's a hymn. There are 2 marks over the upsilon that starts this word. The first is a rough breathing. Rough breathing. Only the things that I say do you need to learn. It is a rough breathing, and it means you add an H to that vowel. So this is humnos. Humnos. Not humnos, but humnos. And what is that? It's a song. You mean when I sing hymns in English, I want you to notice that the English that was stolen from this starts with an H. Why? Because it's the Greek rough breathing. It's an aspiration. Love it. Go to the next one up. Terma. That's the end. Look at the tau that starts that. Tau. Terma. Keep going up. Oh, this one, you got to go to that one. Rizza. Now that row that's on the front of this, I want you to put a little trill on it. Rizza. Right? You don't have to put a ton. Rizza. right? Oh God, and look, it's got a rough breathing. Rizza. You've got to put a little puff of air. Oh, you little puff of air and make your tongue go up and down. Something's going on here. This is something musical. Rizza, rizza, rizza. And what is a rizza? It's a root. It's a root. And look, here's some purgative medicines. Look what I brought you tonight. You can purge yourself with these roots. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't want to stop up the pipes. You need the stuff to keep going, right? Well, you got roots and you got root cutters. Give me that. What do we get in English? Of course, rhizome, right? Go back up. Keep going up. Boom, boom, boom. How about this? Omicron orchestra. What is an orchestra? You're going to say, oh, I know. It's orchestra in English, and it is, but it isn't. Right? What is an orchestra in antiquity? It's a place where you dance. It's a place where you dance. Okay? You mean they danced? Yeah. It's religious celebrations, right? When you go to the tragedy, to be purged, don't you think you ought to, be able to enjoy a chorus? Not like a tragic chorus, man. I had one at St. Mary's. It was a chorus of Furies. And they were dressed absolutely. It was gorgeousness and gorgiosity all